First we see about p-n junction isolation technique. In this technique, p-type impurities are diffused into the n-type epitaxial layer to reach the p-type substrate. This produces islands surrounded by p-type modes. It can be seen that these regions are separated by two back-to-back p-n junction diodes. If the p-type substrate material is held at the most negative potential in the circuit, then the diodes will be reverse biased, which provides electric isolation between these islands. The different components are fabricated in these isolation islands. The concentration of the acceptor atoms in the region between isolation islands is usually kept much higher than the p-type substrate. This prevents the depletion region of the reverse biased diode from penetrating more into p plus region and possibly connecting the isolation islands. Next one, dielectric isolation. So in this, the layer of solid dielectric such as silicon dioxide or ruby completely surrounds each component. So it is producing isolation between electrical and physical. This isolating dielectric layer is thick enough so that its associated capacitance is negligible. Also, it is possible to fabricate both NPN and PNP transistors within the same silicon substrate. Since this method requires additional fabrication steps, it becomes more expensive, and mainly these techniques are used for fabricating professional grade ICs needs for specialized applications, that is aerospace and military, where higher cost is justified by superior performance. The next step is metallization. Metallization is the process of making interconnections of the various components on the chip. Aluminum is mostly used for the metallization process as it offers several advantages. The advantages of aluminum are: it is relatively a good conductor, and the second one is aluminum makes good mechanical bonds with silicon. Third one, it is easy to deposit aluminum films using vacuum deposition. And the fourth one, aluminum forms low resistance non-rectifying contact with p-type silicon. Figure shows the full setup of metallization process. The film thickness of about 1 micrometer and conduction width of about 2 to 25 micrometer are commonly used for metallization. The process takes place in a vacuum evaporation chamber. The pressure in the chamber is reduced to the range of about 10 power minus 6 to 10 power minus 7 torr. The material to be evaporated is placed in a resistance heated tungsten coil or basket. Now a very high power density electron beam is focused at the surface of the material to be evaporated. This heats up the material to very high temperature and it starts vaporizing. These vapors travel in straight line paths. The evaporated molecules hit the substrate and condense there to form a thin film coating. After the thin film coating metallization is done, the film is patterned to produce the required interconnection and banding pad configuration. This is done by photolithographic process, and aluminum is etched away from unwanted places by using etchants like phosphoric acid, that is H3PO4.